is built-in studio mode. Studio mode is handy because it lets you preview scenes before you cut to them, like a normal switcher can. Just preview the scene you'd like to cut to, and then hit transition to actually make the cut. If you'd like, you can even set up a keybind to do this, so you can do all of this through your keyboard. Next, let's talk about how to improve the overall video quality of what you're streaming. Most of the at-home live streams I've seen, unfortunately, are a lot of pastors looking down at their laptop with a webcam looking straight up their nose. Number one, that's not a great angle. Number two, your webcam typically isn't a great camera. Number three, there's a lot of easy compositional things you can keep in mind to make the image more interesting. Number one, let's talk about the angle first. In general, you're going to want to try to get the camera at least at eye level height or a little bit higher. This is going to make it look more personable, more professional, and way more presentable. In addition to shooting higher, I also suggest that you get away from a wall and shoot with a room to your back. In general, it makes you feel more open and inviting. Yes, you do have to clean up a little bit, but I promise you, it'll be worth it. Number two, let's talk about your camera. What I'm not going to do is suggest you go out and buy a $1,000 camera from your local store. You probably already have one of those sitting in your pocket. If you happen to have an iPhone, there's a super affordable app on the App Store called Camera for OBS Studio. This allows you to connect your camera via USB to your computer and use it as a video input in OBS. The app is $16, but comparatively to a brand new webcam, that's pennies. Plus, as of the recording of this video, nearly every webcam in every store is sold out. If you doubt the video quality of this thing, that's actually what you're watching right now. I have my iPhone 11 plugged into my laptop and I'm recording via OBS. All you have to do to get it working is download the app via the App Store, install an extra plugin that you can find online for free into OBS, link in the description, create a new iOS camera source, and select your phone from the list. Now you have a much higher quality camera to shoot with. Now that you have a quality image to start with, you can actually dial down the picture a little bit more by using some of the built-in color correction software in OBS. Simply right-click on your video source and hit Filters. Hit the plus under Effects Filters and go to Color Correction. Here you can adjust gamma, contrast, brightness, saturation, even shift the hue. Now if your scene is a little bit too dark or a little bit too bright, you can remedy the situation. Now let's talk about the other half of your live stream. With the video done, now let's figure out the audio. Audio is, unfortunately, an incredibly overlooked half of the equation when we talk about live streaming. Quality signal is an incredibly important part of making your stream watchable, or I guess listenable. First, you're going to need to get the input into your computer. Again, if you haven't done that yet, I highly suggest checking out the video we put out a couple weeks ago on how to get set up for live streaming for as cheap as possible. If you're still in a situation where you can stream from your sanctuary, make sure you're mixing for the stream audio, not the room. That means shutting off the mains in the house and putting on the best pair of headphones you have to hear how it sounds to the people watching on the stream. In addition, in general, you're going to want to be putting a lot more volume to your stream than you typically would to your sanctuary. In your sanctuary,